Hello and welcome. My name is Zara and I'm going to be taking you through March 2026 astrology. Now it is jam-packed. The biggest thing that is happening this month that you need to be aware of is that we are having a full moon lunar eclipse happening on March 3rd in the sign of Virgo with the South Node. Now we won't have another full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo with the South Node for another 18 years. This is because come July of 2026, the North Node will enter into Aquarius, South Node into Leo. Yes, we have a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo in 2027, but it's without the South Node. So what is this telling us about March of 2026? It's a purge. The South Node cuts off something from your life. It makes it apparently clear to you what is too heavy to carry. That is exactly what it does. Now, if you'd like my guidebooks for 2026, link down below in the description. And if you'd like astrology readings, there will be a link down below in the description for you to book a reading with me. So, March is pivotal. And what happens now won't just influence you in the month of March. Over the next 6 months, eclipses are big. There are major energies of portals that influence us as a major theme of something that we are working with. So what happens in the month of March, you will notice that this is the huge theme, that something here is the area of life that you are predominantly working with. Okay, so keep that in mind. Mercury is retrograde in the month of March in the sign of Pisces, opposite the full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is retrograde in Pisces. Can you talk about the confusion, the misunderstandings, and the mishaps and the accidents that are going to be happening? Please be safe. Mercury is a planet of quickness, but it's now asking us to slow down. So if you're moving quick, accidents can happen, miscommunications, verbal disputes. Mars is going to be in Pisces. March 2nd, Mars moves into Pisces. So you must understand we are all at emotional highs right now. It's like we had enough, okay? There's a lot happening in Pisces. This retrograde in Pisces is definitely making us reevaluate everything Pisces related. Yes, what we experienced since 2011 with Neptune in Pisces. Neptune's currently in Aries, right? That shifted in January. And with Saturn being in Pisces from 2023, February, Saturn entered into Aries. So we are reevaluating a lot of where we sacrificed ourselves and what we lost and the grief that we have, whether it's financial, emotional, or loved one, you feeling it. Whether it was a bad breakup, a bad relationship, or walking away from a toxic family situation, you emotionally are feeling it. And a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo asks us, what are we done with within our routine? What is no longer healthy for us? Then on March 6th, we're going to have Venus entering into Aries. This is pivotal. Venus now will be in its detriment. Venus is at home in Libra. So in the sign of Aries, Venus is like, whoa, I got to fight for what I want. I got to fight for love. I got to chase. I got to take action because Aries is ruled by Mars. And Mars is in Pisces. So we're feeling a little bit sensitive here emotionally. Okay. And not to only put that out there. Saturn is now in Aries. Neptune is in Aries. So with Venus entering into Aries, we are seriously asking ourselves, what do we want in love? And what are we willing to dissolve in love and finance? Then March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in the sign of Cancer, where it's in its exaltation. Very happy to be here. But in Cancer, with Jupiter in Cancer, it's very happy to be in the sign of Cancer, but it's all about emotional well-being, home safety, and simplicity. Cancer is a simple sign. It's about food, nurture, shelter, the basics. Do we have that? The good news about Jupiter going direct is that we're going to be influenced over the next couple of months until June of basically embracing joy and emotional fulfillment, safety, security. And it's good because the retrograde kind of slowed things down for us. We then definitely did a lot of minimizing. Now we're kind of like exploring, like emotionally, what do I need? And that happened in November when Jupiter went retrograde. Now we have a new moon in Pisces. This is going to be a new beginning and a fresh start. Now the North Node is in Pisces, but it's not an eclipse. Yes, we have a full moon lunar eclipse happening in August. 28th, full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. And what I find fascinating, let me just put this out there, is that since the North Node entered into Pisces, and even before that, because in September of 2024, we had a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. We have not had a solar eclipse in Pisces with the North Node. We haven't had that fresh start. So if you're sitting there scratching your head and feeling like, wait a minute, since 2023 we stand in Pisces, then we had that full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, in Virgo season in 2024. And then obviously in 2025, we had full moon lunar eclipses once again in Pisces. And we're going to have another full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces in August of this year. That's the last one. No North Node. What have we been doing? We've all been releasing and closing out cycles, babes. If you're sitting there asking yourself, why does it feel like I am ending things? Why do I feel like I'm grieving? Why does it feel like I'm walking away? Why does it feel like I just have to trust and have faith and move in a whole new direction? Yes, that is the reason. Okay, that's not a bad thing. Doesn't mean that you didn't get opportunities. This made you change your life. Like if I look at myself and where I am from 2023, there were so many things that ended and I had to start new things. And there are brilliant opportunities, right? But the embracing of the endings hasn't been easy as well. Okay, and then we're going to have the sun entering into Aries March 20th, and March 20th we have Mercury finally going direct in Pisces. But there will be a post-shadow period until the 11th of April, and then 14th of April Mercury will enter into Aries. Okay, remember Mercury is at its fall possession too in Pisces, so we're still rather confused. It's good that it's going direct, but we are still dealing with a lot of fogginess. Pisces is where we seek rest and sleep, and Mercury wants to be alert. So it's not like we are functioning at the most alert place. And then March 30th, we're going to have Venus, sweet Venus entering into Taurus. Please use this energy wisely. Please use this energy wisely. There's going to be a Venus retrograde in Scorpio. Yes, at the end of the year, around October. Okay? And Venus retrograde in Scorpio, in its detriment, and in Libra. So this is like the best Venus placement. If you don't work your magic and work on your money, your love, your beauty, your aesthetic, and all the things you want to do, if I can reach you through the screen and grab you and say, Venus is at home in Taurus, what do you need, right? What do you want? What money, what do you value? Taurus is where we find those things. So that's the sweetness. Now we're going to get into all 12 signs and see what is in store for you. And don't forget, my guidebooks are available for 2026 if you want to know what's up. Aries, happy birthday. It's your season. March 20th, the sun enters into your sign. But before that, your bed, your sleep, your rest is calling. March 2nd, we have Mars entering into Pisces. This is, you can't get enough rest. It almost feels like when you're trying to sleep, when you're trying to close your eyes, you're just exhausted. No matter how much you sleep, you feel restless. You feel like you're having vivid dreams. You're not doing your best. And then Mars also is a planet of aggression. This is emotional sensitiveness, where you're going to be feeling sensitive. Other people are going to be sensitive towards you as well. And it almost feels like they're projecting all their feelings onto you. This is great for taking action on just retreat. You are also burnt out. You could even be feeling unwell. Please do yourself a favor and seek some solitude, seek some creativity, seek some art, spirituality. Tapping into your intuition is very necessary. It's great for looking down the past, getting astrology readings, tapping into your own psyche. Very great for therapy, life coaching, anything to get you through the frustration of your emotions. Because you're feeling frustrated emotionally, exhausted, like you need to do things, but you tired. Okay? And then we have a full moon lunar eclipse happening March 3rd, setting the tone for the next 6 months. Yes, you heard that right, until August. This is about making changes to your work, health, and routine. This is a breakthrough. You realize like that job that you're working at, you can't work there. You either let go of it or it lets go of you. You realize you can't take on certain responsibilities. This is where you're feeling like you need to take inventory of your health. If you've been applying for jobs, especially since September, you could reap the rewards and get a new job offer, something more emotionally fulfilling. But you'll be very aware of what's draining you. This is where you feel like you could be a servant to other people. You can't say no. You're sacrificing yourself emotionally. You feel overworked. You feel burnt out. You feel like you got too much on your plate and you just had enough. Do take care of your health, because it's very likely that you could feel unwell. You either get the flu or you really need to go for a medical checkup to check what's going on with you. This can also be influencing you over the next 6 months, where maybe you come across a health condition that you now need to make improvements within your life. Something about your diet, how you sleep, how you take care of yourself. Self-care is needed, as well as with work. Either you decide you're going to make a change with your work life and apply for a different job, or that job lets go of you and now you're on the job hunt. This is about you making changes to your routine. This is even routine changes. If you're driving through too much of traffic, this is where you decide to change your whole routine. If you're waking up too late, this is where you change your whole routine. This is where you move to a new neighborhood just to change your whole routine. Routine changes are necessary for you, especially if a routine is just burning you out. Okay, March 6th, we have Venus in Aries. This is great. This is great for money. It's great for your goals. This is where you're magnetic. People are drawn to you. Venus is now in your sign, so you're feeling a bit more confident. You're feeling a bit more, I'm vibing. I'm drawing on the love. I'm drawing on the energy. This is about you also really deciding what you want financially for the long term. What vision do you have? Neptune is in your sign. And with Venus being in Aries, it's about love. It's about structured love, saying no to what you don't want, embracing what you do want over the next 6 weeks. Okay? March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer. This is amazing for, your home, buying a home, moving to a new home, emotional fulfillment, emotional healing. Really great for emotional healing. If you've been working on yourself since June of last year, especially emotionally, you're healing, working on your emotions, better boundaries, really great for that. This is great for family connection, doing things with the family, doing things with the mother figure, your mother within your life, woman within your life. This is great for connecting to women, your creativity. Redesign your bedroom. You are creating a safe haven, and comfort is what you are seeking over the next couple of months until June. Okay, and then March 19th, new moon in Pisces. I know. Rest, babes. This is about your spiritual journey. This is about going inward. This is also about seeing the truth about certain situations. You're going to be getting a lot of truth, let me just tell you, in the month of March. Due to the Mercury retrograde, any hidden enemies will come to light. Anyone who's done anything behind your back is clear to you. And this new moon is like an emotional reset, where you're either resting, spending some time in solitude, or in spiritual practices. It's not where you're out in the world. But March 20th, the sun enters into your sign. This is now where you're focusing, and the focus is bringing it all the attention back to you. It's your birthday. It's your time to shine, especially if you're an Aries sun, Aries rising. It's all about your goals, your body, your look, your aesthetic. Aries moon, this is all about your emotional world and what you are seeking. And then March 30th, we are going to have Venus entering into Taurus. This is great for your money over the next 6 weeks. This is about your skills, your talents. Apply for that job, get that job, go for better money. This is about you turning that side hustle into an opportunity. This is money in your bank account. Money wants to flow to you and the opportunities want to come to you. So take lead, Aries. Okay, over the next 6 weeks, I'd really focus on my money. I'd focus also on feeling good. This is Taurus, but for you, it's hitting the bank account and what you value. You only want to spend time with people who value you. You got no time for people who don't. This is you stepping up into your power. It is your season. Mercury will go direct on March 20th, and this is going to clear up so much for you in terms of the confusion from the Mercury retrograde. Now you can really focus on healing and the new decisions you want to make about what you are releasing and letting go of, and also focusing more on your self-healing journey. Do comment your placements. Your birth chart is unique to you, and I will respond to you down below in the comments. Taurus. So we start off the month with Mars entering into Pisces, March 2nd. And you're going to be really focusing in the month of March on taking action when it comes to your future wishes and dreams. You're going to also reevaluate what you want for your future wish. This is like, hey, for my future wish, my vision of what I want to create long-term in my life, Am I on the track to get there? What do I need to do to get there? Mars is like, take action, trust your intuition. This can also see you taking action when it comes to collaboration, networking. There can be some tensions and frustrations within your social circles, especially. Mars is the planet of aggression, frustration. Please do not get angry over, if you're working on a project with people and it's taking some time to get there. Mercury's retrograde, babes. It's a slow down period in the sign of Pisces. So if you got anything you're doing with a team, online, technology-wise, things are slow. So you can't get frustrated with the slow pace. There's also where you're tapping into your emotional world and what you need for emotional healing to connect to your future wishes and dreams. What you need to release and let go of in order to create your vision for yourself. Who do you need to connect to? Taking action when it comes to your dreams. Taking action when it comes to connection, collaboration, networking, deals. There's also about your friend group, your friend circle. And you're really seeing, hey, where do I need to draw the line, boundaries with my social dynamics? Now, March 3rd, we're going to have a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. Now, this is a fellow earth sign, and it isn't a trine to you. It's going to ask you to look at your romantic life. Some of you are going to be done, done with a relationship that has been asking too much of you, that is emotionally draining you, asking too much of service. This is like emotional weight within your romantic life. Mars is in Pisces, asking about your future wishes and dreams. Mercury retrograde too, reevaluating your future wishes and dreams. And looking at this romantically, if this relationship cannot meet you halfway when it comes to acts of service, you're done. Okay? Creativity, this is also like something creatively that you're done with. This also can see opportunities coming in for entrepreneurship, especially if you've been working on them over the past 6 months and going through a lot of changes, right? It can also bring in a completion of a work project, getting paid for work that you've been doing predominantly, especially something you've been working on. There can also be a turning point with children. There can be frustrations and things can reach to a head with kids. Babes, relax, okay? Do not get into it, right? Set some boundaries, but this is where you might even feel like maybe your children are asking too much of you. You are up to here, so that's very necessary. Arguments around children can also happen. Step aside, think about things. Do not get into these tensions. Mercury's already retrograde, so best believe nobody understands anybody, especially in your social dynamics, in your family group, because that's a family group, but it can happen with your friends, it can happen online, and you're just feeling a bit tense. You can also be very frustrated with your creative endeavors right now. Breathe, release the perfectionism, and allow for opportunities to come to you, because you try and hold on too much to perfectionism. But if something needs to be cut off from your creativity that's been holding you back, including being your harshest critique, let it go. Then, March 6th, we're going to have Venus entering into Aries, where it will remain, until the end of March. And this is all about you really focusing on rest, rejuvenation, passive income, money behind the scenes come through, trusting your creative ideas, right? Releasing anger and frustration in regards to money. And when it comes to relationships too, this is more for private energies, things that you are doing in private, maybe going out on a sporting event privately, taking action together privately, playing a game privately, or just sharing your emotions about old arguments privately with a partner. This is you really focusing on what you need to release financially, what you need to release emotionally. Saturn is in Aries, Neptune is in Aries, and you're restructuring, your subconscious here. And so if you notice things are a bit slow financially, that's because of Venus being in Aries for you. But trust your creative ideas, passive income, old monies, things that you've been already working on can come through. Now, March 11th, we're going to have Jupiter direct forward movement in terms of contracts, deals, negotiations, and communication, including sales. This is great for you. This is where you can see opportunities coming in for your siblings. This is where you can see opportunities within your neighborhood. This is where you can see opportunities for you to sell yourself. Yes, sales, contracts, deals, negotiations, what you say matters. And this is such a harmonious aspect. Cancer is a water sign, you and earth sign, this really goes well together. So this is where you can really make the money based off what you say. Okay, and this is also really great for like your spouse, because this will influence like shared resources. This can also show other people's money that wants to flow to you, especially because of the Jupiterian energy that's flowing here. Jupiter does rule over shared resources, right? Other people's money for you, especially for you focusing on that, like, business partnerships, contracts, deals, and so forth, and investments coming through. This is mainly because Mercury will be retrograde. Mercury rules over your income. So if things are feeling a bit slow in your bank account, this is why, right? March 19th, new moon in Pisces. This is great for contracts, deals, negotiations, and a lot of opportunities coming your way. Friend groups, joining new circles, connecting to new people, online and in person. So this is really great for that. Then March 20th, Sun enters into Aries. This is now you seeing creatively what you want to complete, your creative juices, what you want to bring an end to. This is a lot about closure, healing for you, and some time out just before birthday season, because next season is your season. And then Mercury goes direct, which is great for your money. It's also great for your collaborations, networking, and a lot of flow comes to you. This does not mean that you cannot work on old projects in the month of March. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Definitely old products. Like old products or old projects that you're working on, old ideas financially can come through for you, and also old collaborations. But at the same time, don't start anything new. Now, March 30th, Venus enters into your sign, and this is really great for money, opportunity. This is your glow up. This is the energy that needs to flow to you. It is your moment, and this makes you magnetic. A lot of people want to invest in you. Money flows to you, opportunities come to you, and you just feel like, I'm on a whole new level. Now, do comment your placements. Your birth chart is unique to you, and I will respond to you down below in the comments. Hi Gemini, it's March and it's a big month. There's a full moon lunar eclipse happening. You're setting the tone for the next 6 months. But before we get into that, March 2nd, now we have Mars in Pisces in the month of March, okay, throughout March. And for you, this is about taking action, babes, when it comes to your career, your goals, your ambitions, the things that make you feel like you need to go, 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 right? This is where you feel like I gotta go, go, go when it comes to my career, the things that need to get done, my job. And remember, Mercury's retrograde. So Mars is pushing you and Mercury saying, just hold on, reevaluate things. Yes, there can be tensions with authority figures, including co-workers, employers, anyone that oversees you. There's tensions at work, and you might be feeling like you're burning the candle at both ends right now. And you are feeling a little bit frustrated too about your career, your goals and ambitions. And Mercury is saying reevaluate things. While we have the North Node in Pisces pointing you to a whole new direction. So be aware of that, because that full moon lunar eclipse happening March 3rd in Virgo is a South Node eclipse. This is bringing something that comes to an end, a cutting off point. The South Node is always a purge. It's either you lose a family member, okay? Something emotionally you realize. It's an emotional breakthrough. It's something from your childhood. This is an emotional understanding of yourself. It's related to home and family and a shift. Something comes to an end here, and it's a South Node. So emotionally, what do you need to release? Where do you overextend yourself with family? Where do you need to put better boundaries? It can be in grief. Maybe a family member moves away. Maybe you lose a family member. This is a South Node. It's, it's emotional hardship. It's not easy, babes. It's heavy stuff. It's heavy emotionally for you. And if you are feeling heavy during this full moon lunar eclipse, rest, sleep, lay on the couch. Yes, I'm looking at the couch. Lay on the couch, watch TV, do the things that comfort your soul. This is what it's saying. You need some self-care. You need to let go of all the responsibilities. There's also going to be an opposition to your career. It's like you feel emotionally anxious about your career too. And maybe you're taking out a family. There can even be someone moving out of your home, whether it's a roommate or spouse or sibling, something, a change within your living situation happens. Now, you could also move home, buy a home, especially if you've been working on that over the past 6 months. The South Node is closing out one cycle in the home sector for something new. Please release any anxiety, because I feel like this month you could be feeling a bit anxious with the Mercury retrograde that's happening, and Mercury is your ruler. You're reevaluating your career, and there's a lot of tension happening for you. And you're also asked to take action, so you're a little bit like, whoa. Now, March 6th, Venus enters into Aries, where it remains until March 30th. So with that being said, this is great for money comes to collaborations, networking. Money comes when you take action specifically on your connections. So collaborating with that corporation, collaborating online, networking, meeting up with HR. This is also where you get deals for collaboration. There's also social media influence in some way, whether you are out in the world, people can see you, or it's online, people can see you, money wants to come to you. There's money from friends, money from social circles. It's really great for you to spend some time maybe hosting something for charity. It's humanitarian efforts as well. It's also about you thinking financially about what you want for your future wishes and dreams, and helping and meeting people that can help you get there. That's what this is doing. But reevaluate things. Remember the retrograde, okay? If it's something previously you've been working on, great. If it's something new, don't give in to scams. Now, March 11th, we have Jupiter going direct. I love this. I love this for you, because this right here is money in your bank account until June. If things have felt a bit slow and stagnant since November, like towards the end of last year, that was because Jupiter went retrograde, influencing your money sector, right? If you have Jupiter retrograde in your chart, then you would have handled it a little bit better. But if not, this could have been like, my money is taking slow to come in. The winds are taking slow. The winds are taking, things move now. You get the opportunities, your money grows financially. There's also a lot in Pisces that's going to be harmonizing with Jupiter going direct. Even the Mercury retrograde can show opportunities from your career previously that you worked on that you get paid for. So it's not all bad, okay? Just remember that full moon lunar eclipse is going to show whatever happens within your home and family and your emotional well-being will influence you until August, where we have eclipse cycles again, okay? So ask yourself, what do you need to release anxiety to? Your emotional anxiety can be quite heavy, and I feel like you might need to speak to someone, so please do so, to get that healing and support. Now, March 19th, we have a beautiful new moon happening in Pisces. It's all about new opportunities for your career. It's also a reality check because you've been reevaluating your career, right? So now there's like new opportunities coming in, especially stuff you previously worked on, new goals, new opportunities for leadership, new roles, new responsibilities. Sometimes you could step into new responsibilities, including being a parent. This is the energy of that, right? It's like getting that news about like a new responsibility I need to take on. There's also your reputation. If you're not working, there's about your sense of purpose and legacy and what you leave behind. What do you want to be known for? Then, March 20th, Sun enters into Aries. Great for collaboration, networking, spending time with friends. There can be a lot of events that you're busy with. And then also on March 20th, your ruler goes direct. And finally, the world feels at peace again, right? You can finally move forward. The post shadows until April 11th. And March 30th, we have Venus now entering into Taurus. It's about rest, healing, and rejuvenation and passive income, money coming in from behind the scenes. If money feels a bit slow, this is because it's more behind the scenes right now, right? Or something previously that you thought about over the next 6 weeks. Do comment your placements. Your birth chart is unique to you, and I will respond to you down below in the comments. Cancer. Now, March 2nd, we have Mars entering into Pisces, and this is a lot about taking action when it comes to travel, higher education, exploring, expansion, growth, your spiritual journey. So some of you could be planning a trip or just arrived in a new location, a foreign location. This is all about your spiritual journey and exploring, even foreign lands. Yes, so overseas travel, or just you traveling and meeting people from foreign locations or from different backgrounds as you. This is you exploring and you taking action upon that. Frustration can happen here. This is Mars. You can feel emotionally sensitive, maybe emotionally like an outcast a little. Pisces is where we can feel abandoned. And because of the Mercury retrograde that's happening, there can be delays and frustrations already. There can even be miscommunication with people from foreign lands or legal documents and so forth like that. And this can bring up a lot of frustration for you during this period. And Mars is the planet of frustration. But you're taking action when it comes to travel, exploring, your spiritual journey, faith. That's what you can really utilize this for. Just remember that the retrograde asks you to check and double check things, okay? Because Mercury is retrograde in the same sign, Pisces, until March 20th. March 3rd, full moon lunar eclipse happening in the sign of Virgo. If you started something 6 months ago, September, right? This is where you reach the completion point. This is where you move to a whole new environment, a whole new neighborhood. This is like changing your neighborhood, changing environment. This full moon lunar eclipse shows you what you've had to release, the weight of your previous environment, the weight of your previous neighborhood, the weight of your siblings. your relatives, right? This is like your relatives, your siblings are asking you for too much, and you become very aware of it, and you need to set healthy boundaries. There's also a cutting off point because it is a south node. It's a south node full moon lunar eclipse, and this is a total purge, and this is you readjusting over the next 6 months until August when it comes to your new environment and what you're releasing. So you'll think about the past as you are letting go, as you step into a whole new environment. This is great for completing something you've been learning, a short course. It's also great for completing short distance travel. There's also contracts. You might even notice certain contracts are coming to an end right now, or you might have a contract come in at this point in time, especially if you've been working on it since September. The South Node shows you in your communication a sudden breakthrough in the way that you're thinking and your perspective, because how you think is how you communicate. And you're going to notice this a lot because of the Mercury retrograde asking you to see the bigger picture when it comes to things. So very potent time. A lot of miscommunication can happen. You might even feel like there's certain things you need to get off your chest. This can also have a lot of mental anxiety. So take a little bit of a break, okay? Now, March 6th, we have Venus entering into the sign of Aries, and this is great for your career, your charm, your charisma, your reputation. People are drawn to you, elderly people, all types of people, people in power. This is really great. It's also about you thinking about your career. There's money through your career, money through your reputation, opportunities you see to put yourself out there, right? There's also where you can become more magnetic in the world. And this is where you get more recognition, but it's based on your confidence and your leadership abilities. If you've been applying for a job, you get the job. If you've been working on getting more recognition, you get more recognition. Opportunities come through your career, especially through hard work and discipline. Saturn is in Aries, Neptune is there dissolving all fears so that you can step into your career confidently and plan for your legacy. If you're not working, this is about your legacy, your sense of purpose, especially in what you want to be known for, especially when you're like retired, like what do you want to be known for. Now, March 11, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer. Now, November is when Jupiter went retrograde in Cancer. There could have been a slowdown period to your opportunity. Jupiter's travel, expansion, growth, higher education, opportunities that you desire based on you, home, family, marriages, the things that emotionally you are drawn to. And it would have been since November like a delay. And it could have been emotionally hard and you had to go within. Now finally Jupiter is going direct and you can really move forward until June with Jupiter being in your sign, bringing luck, opportunity to travel, to explore, for adventure, opportunities that are grander than life. This is where you can really focus about what you want emotionally. It's marriage, it's family, it's pregnancy, it's fertility and growth that is coming into your life. If you don't want to get pregnant, use protection, or do the things necessary that you need to do. But if you do, okay, now March 19th, new moon in Pisces. This is great for new beginnings and fresh starts, which is going to influence you over the next 6 months as well when it comes to expansion, growth, travel, higher education, exploring your spiritual journey, a new vision, a new study, you exploring and talking to people from foreign lands, foreign business investments, connecting to other people from foreign lands. This is about you and your spiritual journey when it comes through experience. So it's not just like, oh, the spiritual journey, let's just go to church, although that can be the case, but this is also about you now exploring other people's perspectives. It's keeping yourself open. And also study. Maybe you decide to study something, higher education, decide to travel, relocation. This is also really great for publications, teaching a course, sharing your expertise. Now, March 20th, we have the sun entering into Aries, and this is great for your career opportunities, for career reputation. This is where you're seen, you're more out in the world, you get more recognition, especially when you take care of your responsibilities, okay? And there's some hard work here because Saturn is here, Neptune is here. Now, Mercury goes direct, and this is where you can find clarity when it comes to higher education, travel. Things now just start moving smoothly. The post-shadow period is until April 11th, where there can be delays with travel and miscommunications when it comes to discussing beliefs with other people. But finally, you can move forward, right? Clarity of your purpose comes in big time. March 30th, we have Venus entering into Taurus, and this is really great for helpful connections, friends, social circles, community, online and in person. This also, if you want to apply for a company to work at, you get that opportunity. Money wants to come to you through your collaborations and efforts. Teamwork makes a dream work. There's also you focusing on your future wishes, your vision for yourself. Wish fulfillment comes to you. To comment your placements, your birth chart is unique to you, and I will respond to you down below in the comments. Leo. Okay, March 2nd, Mars enters into Pisces, and this can make you a little bit feisty. There's either two things you're doing, one F word or the other F word with an intimate partner. Okay, this is very feisty. This is Mars. It's passionate. It needs that energy to go one way or the other. We need to get down in the bedroom with physical activity, or we are now having major arguments. And you're feeling very emotionally sensitive. Arguments can arise over shared resources. Yes, who pays what bill? What did you spend on recently? Financial matters become a priority, and you're like taking action, and you're kind of aggressive, and you feel kind of sensitive, and you might even feel a bit alone in financial matters. This can also be, now Mercury is also retrograde here, so if there's delays financially, you're feeling it, especially if it's a spouse or anyone you share resources with. There's deep emotions are activated, past pain, past trigger, trauma, financial trauma, yes, when you've lost money or over had to pay for something, and also deception. If there's any like lack of trust in a relationship, you see it for what it is, you're willing to fight about it. It's like, you know, I trusted you and this is what you did. It doesn't only have to be with an intimate person, like, it doesn't have to be with a boyfriend, girlfriend, or a spouse. It can also be with a friend that you trusted. Now your secrets are out and you're like, you hurt me. Power plays, power dynamics and manipulation. You see it all for what it is. You might also be grieving something. There's also where accidents can happen. So just watch yourself. Okay, especially Mars in the 8th. This is like insurances. So maybe like you write your car off and now you have to get insurance. Accidents are very prone here, especially in the 8th house. Just take it easy. Okay, don't be riding around reckless. They can also be where you're fighting over inheritances, taxes, loans, and kind of things, or you need to take action towards it. Now, you could be fighting more because Mercury is retrograde in the same area, so there's delays. Virgo, full moon, lunar eclipse. And this is happening March 3rd. This is you now either completing something you started 6 months ago, reaping the rewards financially for hard work you've been putting in, right? Especially if you went through changes and you embraced those changes over the past 6 months. This is where you get the money. Okay, if not, this is where you look at your money and you're like, I need to do something. This is even where a money stream can come to an end to you. The South Node cuts off things. It's a full moon lunar eclipse. It's cutting off something. So either you are reaping, something's come to completion, the fruits of your labor of the past 6 months in September, or you're like, oh my, financially, I need to make a change. I need to apply for a new job. I need to look at my skills and talents. I need to start a side hustle. My hobby needs to become my earning. You got to do something financially, and you're going to be working on it over the next 6 months until August, because then there's a solar eclipse happening in your sign, Leo. And yes, I do have guidebooks available for 2026. So this is what you're working on over the next 6 months. Your money, your income, your sense of self-worth, and anything that's been asking too much, like if you've been working a job and it's making you like a servant, you're like, no, I can't do this. Okay, I'm not going to be overworked for so little. I'm not going to be undervalued financially. I know my worth, I know what I want, and I'm going to go get it. And this full moon lunar eclipse tells you to reevaluate that, especially because it's going to be hitting, like Mars is already hitting like other people's money, and the full moon lunar eclipse is in your bank account. Other people's money is taxes, loans, debts, spouse's money, and you're already feeling the delay there and the pressure there, and then your earning potential. The financial weight here feels heavy. The good news is that sun in Pisces and the North Node in Pisces and is really going to be activating a lot of opportunity for you, especially previous opportunities more likely than old opportunities, especially things you've been previously working on. Don't start anything new and get into a financial scam. Okay, Mercury's retrograde. Don't start that. Like, oh, this person wants to be your business partner, but they like you. No. Okay. March 6th, we're going to have Venus entering into Aries. It's great for travel, long distance travel, foreign travel, you planning a vacation, your spiritual journey, your sense of purpose, publications, foreign business investments, money through foreign business investments, your sense of optimism, and making money through sharing your expertise. So you can get money through sharing your expertise, starting to teach something, or foreign business money, stuff like that, or publications. There's also like you're more optimistic. This boosts your confidence in some way, and this allows you to attract more money to you. You could be spending more money though on travel or trying different things, foreign things. You might go to a restaurant where there's foreign cuisine and try it out, right? Then Jupiter goes direct in Cancer, March 11th. And this is for next, like until June. And this is really great for healing your subconscious growth and hidden blessings coming your way. This is like a guardian angel energy. It's also really great for travel, once again, and inspiring like your spiritual faith. Now, especially if it's been dwindling since November. If your spiritual faith has been like, oh my goodness, I promise you it's going to be renewed. And then in June, we're going to have Jupiter enter into Leo. So yes, my 2026 guidebook is available. That's going to bring you a lot of luck and opportunity until 2027. Now, March 19th, new moon in Pisces. This is great for new opportunities, but remember, Mercury is still retrograde, so you had a whole reality check on your finances, shared resources, business investments, inheritance, and what you need to pay, and unexpected bills. But now this is going to give you a new perspective on finances based on everything you've experienced, new opportunities coming through to you, and also just some time for emotional rest because the retrograde really hit you. March 20th, we are going to have the sun enter into Aries, really great for exploring, travel, adventure, fun in the sun, long distance travel, foreign business investments. This bit is shining a light on your optimism, your expansion, growth, and you're seeking freedom above all else. And on March 20th, Mercury goes direct, really great. Now you can finally see things moving along with spouses, money, shared resources, and business opportunities. March 30th, Venus enters into Taurus, and this is really great for career opportunities where you get the recognition, you get the salary, you get the opportunities financially over the next 6 weeks, wanting to come into your life. Do comment your placements. Your birth chart is unique to you. Ask your questions and I will respond to you. Virgo. Okay, I'm not gonna say that March is this, walk in the park. There's going to be a full moon lunar eclipse happening on March 3rd in your sign, influencing you over the next 6 months. And it's going to be with the South Node. Now, full moon is a release. A lunar eclipse is a major, this is what you're done with. And then having the South Node, it cuts things off, especially things that drain us, are karmic, are heavy. So that being said, think of the South as going down. So you realize what's been dragging you down in your life. You're probably very much aware of it. Okay, a lot of you are very much aware of it because the South Node entered January of 2025 in the sign of Virgo, and you have been experiencing this in 2025. So this is not a surprise to you. March 2nd, we're going to have Mars entering into Pisces. This is going to really show you your relationships. You're going to take action towards relationships, personally and professionally, but there's going to be sensitivity related to relationships, truths being revealed, and tensions related to relationships. There can be conflicts. Mercury is retrograde in the month of March until the 20th. Mercury is your ruler. That is heavy, and it's going to bring miscommunication. And then Mars being in Pisces, there's tensions and frustrations, aggression within relationships. Especially when people don't want to feel abandoned or let down. There can be a lot of sensitive feelings here. Partnership energy intensifies. Now, with Mars, there's only two things we can do. We either can do one or the other F words. We either go in a fight or the other one in the bedroom. You know what that means. So it's either the intimacy is heated up or you realize you need to stipulate some boundaries here. So if you're in a healthy relationship, there definitely can be some intimate moments, but this full moon lunar eclipse that's going to happen March 3rd will show you exactly what you need to release. Is it the job? Is it the relationship? Is it the family? Is it the house? Is it the home? Is it your earning potential? It's going to give you the truth. If anyone's been lying to you, deceiving you, keeping anything from you, you're going to get it in the month of March. This is where you're going to have a reality check. This is a Virgo full moon lunar eclipse with the South Node. It's bringing reality. Virgo is everything about the details, and whatever details you missed or whatever details someone avoided telling you, friend, foe, whoever, you will get it. You will get the 411, the info. You will get the tea, and it's going to be piping hot. You will get the clarity you need. So definitely be aware of that. That's happening this month. And what will this create? It will create an influence until August of 2026, because in August of 2026 we have a new moon solar eclipse happening in the sign of Leo, and that's happening behind you, and that's closing out cycles within your life. Now, I do have guidebooks available for 2026 if you'd like to get them to find out the astrology that's happening for each and every single month. Now, March 6th, we have Venus entering into Aries. This is great for intimacy, shared resources. It is Aries, so Aries is ruled by Mars. Mars is in Pisces. So this is going to create, once again, some miscommunication, misunderstandings related to relationships. This is going to show you the truth, especially with communication, what isn't being said. A lot of you can have like trust issues will be right at the top. If there's any trust issues, if it's someone you can't trust, there's like deep emotional healing, psychological healing, great to seek therapy. It's great for business partnerships, business investments. Money can come through that. You can complete something with that full moon lunar eclipse happening March 3rd, something you started 6 months ago, like anything that you was like, I'm done with, I'm going to go for that divorce, I'm going to walk away from this relationship, I'm going to change jobs, I'm going to earn more, I'm going to not do it this way, I'm going to do it that way. Boom. Because this is a full moon lunar eclipse in your sign, so you must understand how you show up and what you take action for and what you want to move towards. So you'll be very clear. If anything you started 6 months ago, you get the reward for it. You see it coming to fruition. There's also a time where you get also the clarity about what you're done with. You're exhausted and you're tired of sacrificing yourself in so many areas of your life. Work, home, family, kids, everything. Okay? So money can come through to you from March 6th with Venus being in Aries. It's like, you know, a spouse also could get something, shared resources, business partnerships, inheritances. You could also invest in something and feel the need to invest over the next like couple of weeks. Then March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer, and if things have been feeling quite stuck and stagnant within your social circles, they kindly pick up. This is great for collaborations, networking, deals, especially with everything in Pisces. So it's through partnerships and collaborations that opportunities can come to you, especially things you previously worked on. And with Jupiter going direct, there's a lot of opportunities, supportive networks until June. There's like a lot of opportunities can come through your networks, your friend circle, online and in person, even like blowing up online. March 19th, new moon in Pisces. This is you taking a new direction with everything that's being revealed to you, to your one-on-one partnerships, personally and professionally, since the full moon lunar eclipse in your sign. As you release what you don't want to carry, now your direction when it comes to relationships is going to change with that new moon. So yes, a new opportunity, a new contract, a new deal, someone new that you meet that's fated and destined during this time, romantically, a friend, somebody that helps you on your journey. Now, March 20th, Sun enters into Aries, grade 4, finances, shared resources, investments, taxes, loans, opportunities, passive income, spouse's income. And your ruler goes direct in Pisces, which lightens up communications in relationships and like professionally and personally and contracts and deals. And then March 30th, Venus enters into Taurus, and this is really great for travel, education, and your sense of freedom. Do comment your placements. Your birth chart is unique to you, and I will respond to you down below. Libra. You kind of burnt out. Mars enters into Pisces, and Mercury is retrograde in Pisces until March 20th. So there's a lot of miscommunication, misunderstandings, and delays within your day-to-day routine, and it's working on your last day on nerve. There's also where you can feel a little bit burnt out, where people keep asking you for things, and you just feel like the boundaries between you and I, where do they exist? How many more favors do I have to give? Right? And this is where you ask yourself, if it's not favors, I just don't have any more F's too. You're feeling tired. This can also create a lot of miscommunication with co-workers, at work, within your day-to-day routine. Like I said, traveling, like if you're traveling on your route, anything that's part of your routine that is, you feel the delay, you feel the heaviness, stress and tension, anxiety can all mount up with Mercury retrograde. Then Mars is also influencing that same area of work, health and routine. You're trying to take action, but you're feeling emotionally deflated. You're just like, I have to reevaluate things. The schedule seems like so heavy, but this is really great for taking action towards your work. Take action, put in the effort, put in the energy, and you can get the opportunities. Then March 3rd, we have a full moon lunar eclipse happening in sign of Virgo. And can I say, burnt out and exhausted is not the word. You're needing sleep, you're needing rest, you're just not in the mood, you had enough, nobody talked to you, you want to, this is walking away, endings. You emotionally can't carry things anymore, and you're like aware of that. Virgo is service, Virgo is work, Virgo is where you've been pushing too hard, and you like are crying and having a mental breakdown. This is your mental health that's been overextended. This is also your health physically. You're exhausted, burnt out. You might be needing rest, rejuvenation. You might be feeling unwell. Your stomach might be bugging you. You need to just take some time out in the month of March. And over the next 6 months, you're going to realize how important rest and rejuvenation is to your routine. Your routine won't survive if you don't take care of your mental, emotional, physical health. You'll also realize what bad habits you want to be done with, and where do you want to stipulate some healthy boundaries and stop being a servant to other people's needs. Okay, now March 6th, we have Venus in Aries. Now, this is great for one-on-one relationships, personally, professionally, money coming through relationships, professionally, even sometimes partners want to spoil you. Money is flowing to you through your partnerships, clients, contracts, deals. Now, Saturn's also there saying you got to work for it, and Neptune's dissolving the barriers you have when it comes to your confidence for working for it. You're going to realize that you need to get things done. Okay, honey, that's what you got to do. This is how you got to move through the world. This is Saturn in Aries. It's your independence. It's your action. It's your motivation when it comes to these partnerships, because Venus is there and it's going to tell you, if you want these contracts and deals, you got to work for it. And you will see the reality of relationships, and falsehoods will fall away from personal or professional relationships that were just an illusion or fantasy. Okay? March 11, Jupiter will go direct in Cancer. And this is really great until June for your career, your goals, your dreams, your reputation. Mercury retrograde, the work you've previously been doing, getting paid, right? And getting the recognition. Money wants to flow to you based off your work, your reputation. This is your glow up online and in person. Yes, if you got social media, it's everywhere. This is where your blow up happens. If you are leading at work, yes, you get the recognition. This is where you get that offer, that contract, that deal that says, yes, the promotion is yours, or you get the offer that makes you step up into leadership. You can see you can work with it for your future. Now, March 19th, we have a new moon happening in the sign of Pisces, and this is really amazing for new opportunities for work, health, and routine. And you start to improve your work, your health, your routine, and come up with a new method that's going to work for you. You might even see a health professional, a health coach, a wellness coach. You might even get someone to help you while you exercise. What do they call them? Gym instructors? Yes. You will get all these things that you need to make your work, your day-to-day life better. You might become more efficient. You might even take some vitamins. You're going to be like, okay, what do I need to do? New work opportunities can also be coming your way. Now, March 20th, Mercury goes direct, and this is where you're going to see your work life improve vastly. And then March 20th, the sun enters into Aries. It's going to really focus on your one-on-one relationships and shining a light there. The focus is there. Opportunities for personal and professional relationships. This is also where you're seen more. This is where you're more involved in these relationships. March 30th, Venus enters into Taurus, and this is going to be money for shared resources. A spouse can get opportunities, financial monies flowing through passive income, business partnerships, business investments. This is also really great for intimacy, right? Between you and someone. It's really great for your psychology and healing. Venus is benefic. So this is where you get opportunities to heal on a deeper level when it comes to your psychology. And like I said, financial investments can pay off. Spouse could get an opportunity as well. And it's really great for intimacy within a relationship. Now do comment your placements. Your birth chart is unique to you, and I will respond to you down below in the comments. Scorpio. This is eclipse season. Yes, we have a full moon lunar eclipse happening March 3rd, and it's going to basically be the theme of the month, because the full moon lunar eclipse is major and it's with the south node. We won't get another one, the sign of Virgo, March 3rd, with the south node for another 18 years. The south node will be leaving Virgo in July, and then next year we will have a full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, but we without the south node. So this one's packing a punch because it's a full moon, which is an ending, a completion. Something comes to fruition. It comes full circle now. It's also a release. It's a purge, full moon, lunar eclipse, major release and purge. South node, what have been dragging you down? Okay, now March 2nd, we have Mars entering into Pisces. So this is really great for passion within a relationship, in the bedroom. Like, ooh, this is where you might go on that date and just like knocks you off your feet and you find yourself in the bedroom. But watch out, because Mercury is retrograde. Unless it's someone like you've known and it's a romantic partner already, it's great. But if it's not, and it's just like one of those let's just meet and hook up kind of vibes, I promise you it's going to cause you some problems. Okay, there's very flirty energy. It's great for romance. An existing relationship, yes, you're taking it to the bedroom, or you could be passionately working with something together. There can also be some fights within your romantic relationship because the Mercury retrograde is happening there, especially over anything revealed, and sensitivities will be known. It's a Mercury retrograde in Pisces, Mars is in Pisces, so emotions are all over the place. Okay, this can also create a lot of you taking action when it comes to creative projects, you know, really finding yourself taking action there. It can also show you taking action when it comes to your children, maybe also protecting your children, watching over your children. You know, there's also like if something happens to your child, like an accident or something, you're there rushing to the scene, trying to make everything okay. It doesn't have to be a bad accident, but you know what I mean. This is Mars. Mars is associated with accidents and, you know, health and so forth like that, in terms of like We move too quickly and then we're needing bed rest in Pisces. So do be there. This can also show like maybe you are taking action in terms of taking care of your kids. This also can show, like I said, creativity. It's great for entrepreneurship. Now Mercury retrograde there is going to ask you to reevaluate romantic situations, children, where do you need to stipulate boundaries, truths being revealed, exes coming back. Just be careful that you don't end up in the bedroom. Okay. Now, especially if it's next. If it's next, you know, March 3rd, full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, you're going to be asking yourself what you want for your future, your vision. Like something can come to completion that was a future wish fulfillment, or you could be just done with the social circle. So if you've been dating this man, woman, all of a sudden you'll break up and like you're not friends anymore with the social dynamic. Okay, it's like I can't be seeing you in those people anymore because they were your family or a friend group. There can be tensions and you walk away. This could also be walking away from a company, a corporation, an organization, a hobby group. Think a group of people you chose to associate with their choice. This full moon lunar eclipse shows you walking away. If you haven't been working on connecting to new people since the solar eclipse we had in September, this is where you're like, okay, I realize now that these people ask too much of me and it's draining my soul. And I need to walk away. It's also great for completing a project that you've been working on like as a team, which especially if you've been doing it over these past 6 months. Venus enters into Aries and it's really great for money from your job. This is where pleasant work environment, you get paid for the work you've been doing. It also shows work opportunities. Maybe you get an opportunity that you've been working towards, like a new offer, a new job, a new role. Really great for money for work that you do. Now Jupiter goes direct March 11th. This is really great for expansion, growth, travel, higher education until June. This is like, you know, resumes, you're putting it out there, you want freedom. This is whatever that gives you freedom, you're going after it. And you're thinking about expansion. Now, March 19th, we're going to have a new moon in Pisces. It's great for new romantic encounters if you're single. Remember, Mercury's retrograde though. Okay, there's also like a new way of an existing relationship. Maybe there's something new that you're doing, new forms of healing, opening up, trust, great for a date, great for creative projects, and it's also very fertile energy. Okay, there's a lot about fertility. Like I said, you are creative, there's fertility energy here. There's also like where conception can happen. So this is a very potent time for you. March 20th, the sun enters into Aries, really great for your work, health, and routine, opportunities for work, opportunities to improve your health. Then Mercury goes direct as well in Pisces, so this clears up any miscommunication within your romantic encounters and relationships or regarding children. So if you had any tensions with a spouse or someone regarding your children, it's cleared up. You also might have revisited a lot of childhood experiences and inner child work during this month with the Mercury retrograde. Now you can finally move forward with asking yourself like, what truly makes me happy? March 30th, Venus enters into Taurus. This is really great for your one-on-one relationships, money from professional relationships, money too from that significant other, or you and your significant other just enjoying and having a good time together, connecting more, deepening the bond. Doesn't only have to be a significant other. You could also meet someone new if you're single, but it could be a friend that you go out with. This is like just your one-on-one relationships are flourishing during this period going forward into April. Now do comment your placements. Your birth chart is unique to you and I will respond to you down below in the comments. Sagittarius. Okay, Mars enters into Pisces March 2nd, and you're going to be in the month of March really focusing on home, family. This is what is activated. This is like family tensions can arise. Mars, there's accidents, like if something can happen to a family member, maybe you need to take on more responsibility. You need to take action towards your family in some way, action towards family. There can also be boundaries with family. Emotionally, you're finding it hard to sleep and rest and you just burnt out. There's emotional restlessness and also sleep restlessness. It's like you're trying to get comfortable, but you just feel so uncomfortable. There's also sensitivity. You're just feeling just emotionally sensitive. And maybe you feel emotionally, you gotta lay down the law and set some boundaries. Then, full moon lunar eclipse happening March 3rd that will influence you until August. And let me tell you something. That's because we have a solar eclipse happening in August, but this full moon lunar eclipse is asking you about freedom within your career. If you feel your career has not been offering you the freedom, baby, you're gonna say goodbye or that career will say goodbye to you. If you started anything in September, and you are working on it with that new moon solar eclipse that happened in Virgo in September, if you are working towards your career, making changes, putting in the effort, seeking freedom within your career, you would receive it now. But if you didn't follow through on that and you just thought, let me just struggle it out, this will let you know exactly where you are finding your career to be too rigid. And Mercury is also retrograde, so it can pay off from previous things that you've done, because Mercury is the ruler of this full moon lunar eclipse. This can also bring tensions at your career, a climax here that happens that is very heavy for you and also emotionally weighs on you. And you have to discuss it with friends and family and seek support. March 6th, either you're seeking support because you got a win for something you've been working on, or you're like, I need support for the changes I need to embark upon. March 6th, we have Venus entering into Aries, but Saturn's in Aries, Neptune's in Aries. This is you realistically looking about what you want when it comes to love, romance, creativity, joy, pleasure, happiness, children. This is you okay, if you're single, you can meet someone now. It can be very serious because Saturn is in Aries. It's about commitment. So when Venus and Aries are together, it's about commitment or nothing at all. And if you're in an existing relationship, it's we need to be serious or nothing at all, right? Neptune will dissolve around any boundaries within love, and anything that has been creating barriers when it comes to love, any truths will be revealed to show you in an existing relationship or within yourself that has been holding you back from love, so you can really connect in a deeper way. You can get money through creative projects, especially something you've been working on and trusting it's been a true calling for you. Then March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer, where will remain in Cancer until June. So best believe this is about financial opportunities, financial investments, financial healing also can happen here. You heal yourself, you become more optimistic, you look at your finances, shared resources, a spouse might get an opportunity. If things felt challenging since late last year, especially November, now things start to move with ease. This is investment, shared resources, intimacy. This is also where you could also it also brings a bit of pregnancy because there's intimacy in the bedroom here, and it's in Cancer, so just watch for that. That's not something that you want, but it's really great for shared resources. It's really great for business partnerships, contracts, deals, negotiations previously worked on, because remember Mercury still retrograde until March 20th. Keep that in mind. But other than that, it's rather exciting. This is you seeking healing. You might even get a life coach. You might seek an astrologer, tarot reading, something deeper. There's also you trying to seek patterns within yourself that keep you blocked from the finances that you want. There's going to be a lot of opportunities, even maybe through family when it comes to money, or even not only just through family, but maybe there's an opportunity to sell a property that allows for financial opportunities there. Property, family, home-based businesses. This is where it's at. And if you've been working on yourself emotionally, this is where you see financial blessings coming into your life, which is investments, inheritances, taxes, loans, rebates, all of it coming through for you. Then March 19th, new moon in Pisces. This is moving home, renovating your home, changing things within your home, moving things around in your home, decluttering your home. This is about making home improvements. It can also be new beginnings and fresh starts within your family. Maybe a new person is joining your family. Maybe someone has news of someone being pregnant. Maybe there is changes within the family, meeting new people, having a family get together. This is also really great if you're not doing anything with family, spending some time on the couch at home, just watching some television, chilling out, doing something that you enjoy, that gives you emotional comfort. You might even share your feelings with someone that you know can hold comfort for you and space, because you're needing that with the Mercury retrograde, which revealed a lot about heartfelt matters, including anyone you allowed within your heart. It doesn't have to be family. It can be someone emotionally you thought you trusted, and the Mercury retrograde lets you know this person isn't the person for you. It's not an emotional safe space. Okay, so now you're looking for someone with that new moon that offers a safe space. March 20th, Sun enters into Aries, opportunities for love, creativity, and romance. Mercury goes direct March 20th, and this gives you so much of clarity on emotional healing, your family, and so forth. March 30th, we are going to have Venus entering into Taurus, and this is going to show improvement with work, improvement with health and wellness, and also sweetness in life. Yeah, you might even crave a little bit more sweet things and luxury too, because this is Taurus, and maybe you want to eat something nice, right? But you are making efforts when it comes to your workout routine, your health, how you eat, what you're doing for yourself, and money from the work or services that you offer, especially if you're in the service related industry or you offer services, like a freelancer or something like that. Do comment your placements. Your birth chart is unique to you, and I will respond to you down below in the comments. Capricorn, your mind feels like a battleground. March 2nd, we have Mars entering into Pisces. This is your mind. This is aggressive. This is like harsh conversations, harsh words, things from the past that was said. Mercury is retrograde until March 20th, right? With Mars in Pisces, this is aggravating to you mentally, and the mental stress can feel overwhelming. You feel like you're under a fog. You feel like there's certain people you don't want to talk to anymore. You need to stipulate some boundaries. It's great for taking action, right? Taking action on like running errands. Maybe there's some documents you need to send off. There's some things you need to do. Great for that. Be careful of road accidents. Mars here can make you impulsive. You're already foggy whilst driving. There can also be a need to take care of relatives or siblings. Maybe they get into an accident or something happens where they're feeling unwell and now you need to take care of them. Mars is taking action towards your neighborhood, your family, your siblings, and your mind is just so busy. You kind of feel extremely overwhelmed. And then March 3rd happens and there's a full moon lunar eclipse happening in sign of Virgo. And this is like where you're seeking a getaway. Like Virgo is something that's coming to a completion here. This is a full moon lunar eclipse with the South Node influencing you for the next 6 months. So anything to do with higher learning, like you completing that, travel or foreign travel or relocation. This is like that energy, like I'm done with something. There's something that I need to do that needs to break me free, especially if you're feeling so wound up, because this is the area of freedom and optimism. And it's a mental shift. Like this is just like, I'm doing too many things for too many people that I'm lacking the freedom. Okay. But you can complete something you started 6 months ago in terms of travel, or just come back from travel, or just completed studies, or you just completed a course you wanted to teach and you're putting it out. So it's really good for that. Yes, you can put something out in Mercury retrograde, especially if you completed it, right? It's something you've been working on, nothing new. Now, March 6th, we have Venus entering into Aries. This is you beautifying your house. Maybe you buy a home. Maybe you're moving to a home and now you need to buy some nice things. Maybe you need to buy some nice, flowers and just things to beautify your space, a picture frame, new bed. You're spending on your home and family. Home is comfort and you're taking action. Saturn's here telling you that you need to take responsibility, and Neptune saying dissolve any boundaries. It also brings a nice sweetness. Maybe there's more family events that are happening. Maybe you need to attend a wedding, a marriage. Venus in Aries shows that you also could, if you meet someone during this time, it's someone that offers emotional comfort, someone that's very supportive, an existing relationship. You're spending more time at home doing things together. There's like a lot of nesting that's going on. March 11th, Jupiter goes direct in Cancer. If there's any challenges with personal, professional relationships, luck and opportunity and favor is going to turn your way, especially until June, with opportunities in personal and professional relationships. This is where there's growth happening. March 19th, we're going to have a new moon in the sign of Pisces. This is great for now. After the retrograde, truths were revealed. Who gossiped about you? What was said? There were delays with contracts, deals, and there was a lot of tension within your mind, with your neighbors, with your siblings, with your relatives, a lot of action you need to take, and a lot of revelations due to the stress too. Truths were revealed this month for you. Even with that Virgo full moon lunar eclipse, it gave you the truth. It also showed you your own personal truth that you need to acknowledge to set yourself free. And with that being said, that new moon shows new communication, new ideas. It's like, okay, I need to think in a new way. I need to talk to new people. I need to connect to new people. I need to, it can be really great for healing conversations. Maybe there's something to get off your chest. It can offer you a new opportunity, and a contract comes through, a deal comes through, something you've been awaiting. News can also come through during this period and time. It's really great for sales related work. March 20th, Sun enters into Aries, strong focus on home and family. And then March 20th, Mercury goes direct, and the mental strain and stress has been taken off of you. Contracts, deals, negotiations can move through. If you've been having car troubles during the retrograde, that's all resolved. So, that was creating a lot of tension there. And then March 30th, we have Venus entering into Taurus, and this is great for romance, creativity, joy, pleasure, fertility. So yes, it's a very fertile period into April. And this is really where you're just finding pleasure. You can meet someone if you're single, if you're in an existing relationship, you're going to have some luxurious dates. It's Taurus energy, or something that purely, involves food, pleasure, and comfort. This is your happy place, or you're getting involved in a hobby together. A lot of pleasure here. You could also be looking at things to do with your children, spending money on children too. Okay, do comment your placements. Your birth chart is unique to you, and I will respond to you down below in the comments. Aquarius. March 2nd, Mars enters into Pisces, and this is you taking action towards your money. You gotta. This is it. Trust your intuition and take action towards your money. There can be fights, especially if anybody owes you money. Mercury retrograde in Pisces, so there can be tensions, reevaluating your finances that can be creating a lot of like frustration. If any accidents happen at this point in time, like because Mars is also accidents, it's like it feels like you have to pay for it, those type of things. So just watch your step. Mercury is retrograde in Pisces and Mars is now in Pisces. So this is where there can be some frustrations of you having to pay for certain things. There's also the money that you spend creating a little bit of aggravation. Best you could use this for is taking action to get that bag based on your skills and talents, moving quick, trusting your intuition. There will be competitive energy when you are interviewing. Remember that. So whatever you're trying to earn, there will be competition. Remember to trust your intuition and your unique touch, Aquarius. Okay? Now, March 3rd, we have a full moon lunar eclipse happening in the sign of Virgo. And this is going to be heavy for you. Okay? If you started anything 6 months ago since September, there's going to be opportunities for like a spouse getting an opportunity, passive income, a business partnership, other people's money wants to come to you basically, inheritances, loans, taxes, so forth. Other people's money, a bank institute, other people's money. For work you'll be doing, other people's money. It'll come to you for things you've done over the past 6 months. Now, say you haven't and you've been working really hard. Virgo can show where you've been working so hard by feeling you're not getting the payout. You're not reaping the rewards from other people. I've been working, but I'm not getting it. So this is where you got to really, really reevaluate your finances. This is Aquarius is looking at finances, shared resources, and tensions are rising. Mercury is retrograde in Pisces. Mercury is the ruler of this full moon lunar eclipse. And this full moon lunar eclipse is going to influence you until August. Yes, August 12th, we have a solar eclipse happening inside of Leo. So that being said, that's the next eclipse cycle. So this is where you're going to be reevaluating your finances. What do you need to release? What doubts, insecurities tells you that you can't earn what you desire? This is also where you receive money from other people, right? The second house is a bank account based on your skills and talents that you put out there. The 8th house is the money from other people that they're willing to pay us based on the skills and talents. So it's like, where have you been selling yourself short? Where have you been overworking and not being compensated? What have you been doing? Where do you feel like you've been putting your spouse out? These are all those questions. Where do you feel your spouse has been putting you out, or anyone you share resources with? It doesn't have to be a spouse. If you live together with someone and you all share the bills, best believe you're having those tough combos because Mercury is retrograde. And what are you talking about? You're talking about money. Okay, so it's all of these energies coming through for you. It is also hidden enemies. It is the area of anyone who's been holding you back, stipulating power, intense psychic energy here. Boundaries, psychic protection is necessary. This is where you can feel psychically siphoned from other people and where they've been asking you for too much. This is a Virgo full moon lunar eclipse with the south node. Who's siphoning your energy? Who is asking too much? Who is draining you? Who is wasting your time? Who wants too much from you? Who's influencing your health that there are so much of you? Who's influencing your routine that you don't get the time to do your priorities? Hidden enemies, power plays, trust issues all come to the surface. March 6th, we have Venus entering into Aries. This gives you social charm. You can get money through contracts, deals, negotiations. Money flows to you. This is where you could also be spending some time having some sweet conversations with siblings, neighbors. Conversations is very conversive energy. You have something to say, but you're saying it in a beautiful way. People like the way you're expressing yourself. And your words carry weight right now, so be aware of that. Saturn's there. So sometimes you can come across too harsh, but you are dissolving those boundaries and you're speaking and expressing your mind. Then March 11th, Jupiter enters into, Jupiter goes direct. Jupiter's been in Cancer since 2025, the middle of the year, okay? Finally, Jupiter goes direct. Jupiter went retrograde in November. Now Jupiter's direct. And it's amazing. Until June. This is great for work, health, and routine. So that Mercury retrograde can show previous ideas you had is going to influence your work, health, and routine. Opportunities can come to you for work. Money wants to flow for work, for services you offer. There's also like opportunities like for you to change your routine that improves your life. Work expansion, more responsibilities grow. Then March 19th, new moon in Pisces. This is new opportunities for money, new ways, new ideas, new creative, intuitive insights about your finances. The Mercury retrograde had you reevaluate everything. Now you know the opportunities you need to bring in. March 30th, Venus enters into Taurus. And this is great energy. With Venus in Taurus, it's going to show some sweetness to your home. Maybe you decorate your home, buy something for your home, do something beautiful. Maybe you cleanse your space. You could be cleansing your space, decluttering your space, moving to a new home. Venus here is, buying a new home, buying something for family. Family could be spoiling you. This is emotional comfort. There's also you deciding to spend some good old-fashioned comfort time with people who feel like soul family that nourish your soul. It's the people you love. And Venus will make you very aware of who you value, whether it's actual family or soul family, but it's definitely connection 100%. Do comment your placements. Your birth chart is unique to you, and I will respond to you down below. Pisces. It's your season, especially if you have a Pisces sun. If you're rising, the focus is on you. And if you're Pisces moon, this is your emotional focus. And it's heavy. Mercury is retrograde in Pisces until March 20th. Re-evaluation on so many levels of yourself, your identity, and how you show up in the world. This can also ask you, where do you sacrifice yourself and don't have boundaries with other people? Okay, because you tend to do so. Now, Mars in Pisces, March 2nd, is about taking action. This is you laying down the law, boundary setting like you never believed, taking action towards your goals. It's a new sense of inspiration. This is bold, motivational energy, and it's a surge. You feel motivated and empowered. After feeling like things been happening in the background, with Mars being in Aquarius, was all behind the scenes, and feeling exhausted, burnt out, maybe struggling with sleep even. Finally, now you're motivated. You know what you need to take action towards. You're laying down the law too. Boundaries are necessary. Tensions when people come for you, because Mars in your sign means that people want to come for you, but you're laying down the law. If it's your moon sign, it's your family. If it's your rising sign, it's people, and same with the sun. And you're laying down this strong intention of where the boundary is. And you need it because the full moon lunar eclipse happening in Virgo, March 3rd, with the south node. So it's a lunar eclipse. So full moon is, something needs to be released. Lunar, it's intense. And with the south node, major purge. South is going down, and you're realizing what relationships are meant to leave your life mentally, emotionally, physically, personally, professionally. You're done. You realize that you can't fix the relationship. There's nothing you can do to fix it. It is what it is. Reality check on relationships over the next 6 months. Yes, until August, when this eclipse cycle again. So this full moon lunar eclipse is impactful. The realizations you have about relationships with the Mercury being retrograde in your sign is giving you clarity about the direction you need to take. You best believe that this Mercury retrograde is a gift. Since 2011, with Neptune being in Pisces, until this year, January, you've been living in a fog, a haze, and people have been tramping all over you. You've lost so much. And then Saturn entering into Pisces, March of 2023, ended February. Okay, Saturn left Pisces and entered into Aries. So everything's in Aries now. But you went through a lot of hardship, a lot of loss, a lot of grief. You've lost loved ones. You've attended funerals. You've been sick. Your health was depleted. Now, finally, this Mercury retrograde is saying, okay, what did you learn since 2011? What did you learn since 2023? Where are the boundaries, Pisces? Hey? Because you'll be very clear that boundaries need to be set into place, because you cannot fix everything. You're not the fixer of other people. See, Virgo, opposite you, is always like, I need to fix, I need to fix, I need to do. Stop doing. Start focusing on you. Because the south node cuts off relationships. It doesn't grow them. The only relationships that can heal are relationships that focus on independence. We can be independently ourselves. If you have a partner, a spouse, and they are in their independence and you are in the yes. If you have a friend, both of you are independent, yes. Any relationship, professionally too, there's independence. If not, bye. Okay, this is not where we need to depend and save each other. This is heavy energy, and you're releasing yourself of the shackles of being bound to other souls. I don't know how else to say that, because this is Virgo, it's slavery. It's where we are a slave to other people's needs. We are catering professionally too, right? At the job, you're working so hard, but the contract is not seeing your value. At the relationship, I'm the slave. Please, no more. You're nobody's slave. You are not the healer of us all. Okay? You're here to heal us, but through your own self journey, not about sacrificing yourself. Okay, Venus in Aries, March 6th. This is great for your money. Money in your bank account. Boom. Until March 30th. This is where money is flowing into. Take action, take action. This is Aries. Saturn's there, Neptune's there. Dissolve where you are feeling insecure financially, because yes, you are. All right, Neptune is like, you need some healing, where you don't feel confident. Break that down, that structure. Let go of old structures. Reality check when it comes to your money. And now's the time to make that money. Venus in Aries, money flowing to you, right? Based on your skills and talents. This is where you send out your resume. This is where you apply for that job. This is where the opportunities are flowing, or previous opportunities, because let's remember Mercury's retrograde. So make sure you sign that contract is something you really want. Okay? But old opportunities can come through, especially for you, because Mercury retrograde in Pisces, North Node in Pisces, Sun in Pisces, Mars in Pisces, Jupiter going direct in Cancer. This is something that emotionally fulfills you. So opportunities will come for your goals that you previously worked on, that are destined and aligned to you, that make you feel happy. So it'll be a fertile time, great for romance, creativity, until June, with Jupiter being direct in Cancer. Then Jupiter will say goodbye and enter into Leo. Okay, March 19th, we are going to have a new moon in your sign. It's all about new beginnings and fresh starts to you, babes. You went through a whole reevaluation of self, and it felt like you had to relive all of the past, to get to this place, to find the clarity, to see the truth about who you truly want and who you are, so you can move forward with a new direction. So that new moon is a new beginning to you. Your goals, your ambitions, your drive, your relationships. What do you want? It's a gift, and a lot of you will be starting something new around that time and over the next 2 weeks. Then March 20th, Sun enters into Aries. You're going to be focusing on your money focus in Aries season, and then Mercury goes direct, and finally you have clarity after everything you've been through this eclipse season, and with Mercury retrograde, and how you feel about yourself. And then March 30th, Venus enters into Taurus. This is great for harmony and communication, so short distance trips, like traveling to for a little drive away to go to a fancy restaurant and eat something. But you can get money through contracts, deals, negotiations, what you have to say. This is trade opportunities. Finance wants to come to you over the next 6 weeks. So you're going to see these opportunities flooding into your life. If you're single, you can meet someone in your local environment. They could text you, message you, online too, social media. If you're in an existing relationship, this is where sweet nothings is what you're saying to your partner. You're charming each other. Very flirtatious energy, very sensual energy, very necessary energy. This is like, let's see comfort together to come into placements. Remember, your birth chart is unique to you. Share your experiences of what you've been going through, and I will respond to you down below in the comments.